I'm honored today to have with us a very talented director, Leon Lee. Seems to only work on taboo topics. He previously won a Peabody Award for his documentary Human Harvest, which exposes the Chinese regime's murder for organ industry. That's where state-run hospitals take prisoners of conscience and kill them to fulfill orders for organ transplants. It's an industry worth billions of dollars. Leon's newest film is a drama called Unsilenced. It takes us back to China in 1999, to the moment when the Chinese communist regime suddenly bans a popular meditation practice, Falun Gong. We watch the lives of Wang, a brilliant PhD student, and his friends quickly spiral out of control, as each is forced to decide if they're willing to risk prison, torture, even death to tell the truth.
More than 10,000 Falun Gong practitioners protested peacefully in Beijing, China.
Practitioners gathered on the streets outside the Chinese Communist Party headquarters.
It amounts to the largest demonstration since the Tiananmen Square massacre in 1989.
法轮功教人向善，练的人不是越多越好吗？
这是个可遇不可求的机会，好好把握。
认定法轮功组织为非法组织，予以取缔。
你还练不练？你是辅导员，更应该相信组织。
可这上面全是假的。
你为什么要杀你的父母？
法轮功从法轮功里面学来的，
从死刑减到15年，他马上就老实了。
干得不错。
为了人民的安宁，家庭的安宁，
你们可别乱来呀！
你怎么也相信啊？
咱们得把真相告诉人们。
站住 ！Okay, no, I'm a reporter with Chicago Post.
You begged me to get you back there, whatever it took.
I cannot sit by and watch them be manipulated
into turning against each other.
就是这一家。
他的。
The government is conducting one of the largest scale propaganda campaigns in history. You just want to ignore it.
What are you going to do? Walk into the prison and demand to see him?
Get out of China. Expose their lies to the world.
Leon, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I have to say, this is such a powerful film because you tackle head on and at so many different levels how sensitive and subversive it can be simply telling the truth or choosing to remain silent, even when it wasn't the case just yesterday. So what I want to know from you, since this is your title and your tagline, why is this such a central theme for this film?
I first met the real Wang after he had spent 8 long years in a Chinese prison. I was profoundly moved by his story. I asked myself why. Yes, his courage, his determination, but above all, I think it was his unwavering commitment to the truth. And I grew up in China. It is a place, in the words of Chloe Zhao, the director of Nomadland, a place where there are lies everywhere. Now that I work in Canada and in the US, from my own observation, I found that nobody is immune to lies. The theme of truth versus lies is universal. If you are someone who values the truth, if you feel that you need the courage to speak the truth, if you think that our society needs truth, then this film is for you.
Probably most people seeing this film aren't familiar with the events that you depict in it. How much of the film is true, i.e. based on true events?
The vast majority of the events depicted in the film are actually based on real-life events. For example, the public burning of the books in the crackdown of Falun Gong, the various creative ways the students used to counter the state propaganda, the self-immolation events that happened in Tiananmen Square, Even the Western reporter, although he is a composite character, much of his experience were taken from Western reporters actually in Beijing at the time.
One of the things that really struck me watching the film is how far the Chinese Communist Party tentacles reach when perpetrating this persecution. There's, a party secretary at the university who's pressuring professors and students. Students have to sign a paper denouncing Falun Gong or they'll be expelled. The total media control, even fabricating events to report on, the extent of police surveillance. And all of this is with 1999 technology. So what is it like in China today?
Well, the party has complete control over every corner and every person in China. As you mentioned, there's a party secretary in all schools, in almost all organizations, even sometimes private enterprises. And their tasks are to carry out the party policies. So the secretary most likely will rank higher than the school principal or your general manager. They are even present in every community. That's why in the persecution against Falun Gong and also in the crackdown against many other groups, the Uyghurs, Tibetans, house church members, in most occasions the entire nation is mobilized to go against these people. Sometimes husbands are forced to divorce their wives. Neighbors are encouraged to turn in each other. And nowadays, with the artificial intelligence, social credit score, and millions of CCTV cameras all over the country, the situation is getting worse.
Something very powerful happened to me while I was watching your film. Towards the end, I suddenly realized that I am part of this story too, because the characters in the film are risking everything to get the truth out. And here I am watching the film and I realized they succeeded because I'm watching this. And it was such a positive feeling. And then I was struck again during the credits. A lot of your credits, instead of a name, it just says anonymous. So why is that? And if you could speak to this idea that they got the truth out and somehow you feel like they've won, but then you wonder, have they really?
Obviously, we can't make this film in China, so we shot it in Taiwan. We were grateful that a group of very talented and courageous people joined us. But even for them, after the production, many of them chose to remain anonymous in their credits for fear of repercussion for themselves, for their friends or family. So, and even during production, we still had people, backing off from the film even after signing the deal memo. Or we have locations asking us to leave with 1 day to prepare the set for the next shoot. So in a way, we were living the story we were trying to tell. It was very challenging, but at the same time, it was a constant reminder that how important this story is, how important it is to let their voices be heard. And I'm glad that the film is finally done, and we are ready to release it on January 21st across North America.
So even the people who worked on the film really had to struggle with the cost of telling the truth.
One major character really liked the script and accepted my offer to be in the film. And then right after that, he faced enormous pressure from his family, as well as some industry heavyweight in Taiwan. And they all told him, you cannot do this film. This will be suicide for you. So in the end, he stressed out, he couldn't do the film. So and this is only for someone to play a role. Now imagine what people like Wang, what people in China have to face every day.
Be sure to watch the entire episode, now available exclusively at epochtv.com, a new completely censorship-free premium subscription platform. Brought to you by the Epoch Times. See you there.